I don't have a lot of faith in hope. Hope has never served me. Hope has never enriched my life. Hope has never changed my circumstances or given me peace of mind. Hope means to wish, and to wish means to want, and to want means to be attached to a particular expectation. An expectation almost always leads to disappointment. Often what we hope for, we take little action to obtain, if we take any action at all. But even if we do take action, to hope means that we're expecting a specific result. To be without hope means that if there is something you want to do or achieve or obtain, then you take whatever action is necessary, because action is much more powerful than wishful thinking. To be without hope means to be without expectation, to be willing to accept whatever happens, whatever comes, whatever the result, because even with specific action, the outcome is never certain. When we lean too much on hope, we tend not to take whatever action may be necessary to create the circumstances for which we hope. If we only hope and take no action at all, then all we're doing is wishing. And what good has wishing ever done? A person may wish that the next relationship will be better than the last, and yet make no effort to improve the very way in which they relate. It may be that the very reason their relationships are so difficult is because of their own personal issues, their own personal choices, their own limiting beliefs. But instead of addressing those issues, they will hope for something outside of themselves to change. They will wish for someone else to rescue them, but rarely will they make the effort to save themselves. A person may wish for better circumstances in life in terms of their job or finances, friendships, social or even political situations, but if all they do is hope, then what chance is there for anything to actually change? It's certainly possible that something could change without our contributing, but it would only be because someone else took the action to change it, not simply because of our hope, but because of action. And if no one did anything to change it, then what chance is there that anything would ever change? By hoping, we are often avoiding personal responsibility. We may be avoiding taking action. We may be avoiding the necessary inner work of changing the way we think and perceive and behave. And we might go on hoping for change while never changing. So many people want change, but very few want to change. And this is where so many of us turn to hope, because hope doesn't require you to change. It really doesn't require anything. But often what it does do is cause us a great deal of misery, because as long as we're hoping but taking no action, it's unlikely that anything will change. And so along with hope often comes great disappointment, followed by despair. We want everything to be different, yet we do little to make a difference. We're focused on everything that is wrong or broken or missing, and wishing that somehow it will magically change on its own, or that someone else will come along and fix it. We sometimes say that a person is hopeless, but what we mean is that there is no hope for their situation precisely because they hope. All they do is hope. They hope that their life will somehow change, but they don't make any effort to change themselves. So if you're going to be hopeless, be truly hopeless. Give up hoping altogether and do something. Rather than hope, rather than wish or dream, simply do. Do whatever is necessary. Do what is doable. Do or do not do. But why bother to wish for something that you're unwilling to work toward? And if you do work toward it, if you take the necessary action, if you do the inner work or whatever it is that is required to change whatever needs to be changed, then do what you can and don't be attached to the outcome. Let go of that expectation. The outcome is always uncertain. things may not turn out the way that we would like them to. Even when we do everything we can to affect the outcome may not be what we expect. And hope won't change the outcome. It will only affect how you feel about it. And if it doesn't match with your expectation, then you will naturally feel disappointed. By taking action, by taking responsibility, by making your contribution, you're more likely to create the outcome that you desire. But even then, it's never certain. In almost every situation, there are factors outside of your control. So do what you can, but don't be attached to the result. Or do nothing at all and simply accept the circumstances as they are. Trade hope for acceptance and appreciation. Learn to see value and beauty in things which you've come to ignore or take for granted. Perhaps a change in circumstance is not even necessary. Perhaps only a change in perspective is necessary to appreciate the circumstances as they already are. Sometimes the situation is not as bad as we make it out to be in our imagination. Sometimes it's our thoughts about the situation which cause us to suffer more than the situation itself. Sometimes we find the situation unsatisfying because it doesn't match with our expectations. But sometimes our expectations are unreasonable or extravagant. So change the situation or don't change it. But hope is empty. Hope is hopeless. Hope is helpless. Hope is imagining change without creating change. Hope is wishing against all odds for something which is likely not going to happen. And it is likely not going to happen because all we do is hope and take no action. If you find value in this content, please like, share, and subscribe.